I sit by myself talking to حاجات تتحس وما تتقالش وإن جيت أطلبها أنا مقدرش.
If you have noticed very carefully what we have received this last month since Taehyung first left for France and last gave us an update together with Jungkook and his friends, you will realize how much Taehyung and Jungkook have wanted to tell us by being strangely silenced overnight. It is not something that I alone think, for it is a fact that something was going on internally, and we had been warned in advance for something that we really did not expect. For I want you to keep in mind that this video is merely theoretical and is not meant to offend or state things that have not yet been clearly stated. I am only objectifying the facts for reference and to make a starting point for whatever may come. Of course, I will be as concise as possible, and I will try to explain as best as I can so that you only get the most important information. Because as a result of this, it is possible that more rumors will arise, and I hope you will keep in mind what is stated in this video for the near future. Now, I want to start mainly with the 1st of June, when Dispatch decided to publish an article about Taehyung's fascination with tasting Jungkook's makguksu for the second time, saying that Taehyung had bragged to the envious about tasting a dish made by Jungkook again, before going abroad for his work schedule, which took place as a hint to the people who kept increasing a rumor that Dispatch never talked about, but he did make his opinion clear. Which brought me to one of the facts that I had shied away from analyzing because I was looking forward to gather more information that would make the point of this video clear, as by the 5th of June, Jungkook did a live where he mentioned the list of things he had to do those days, talking about the dermatologist and the gym, saying he would have time for his late lunch and mentally calculating the expenses with his hands. To know that he would have to start his lunch from 1 p.m. to give him time for everything else, as it would be the only free time he would have in his day. And he pointed out these facts mainly because some people had pointed out that the gestures Jungkook was making were about something deeper than counting the things he had to do during his daily routine. Keep in mind that this is just a theory. It is up to you to accept it from both perspectives and let me know in the comments what exactly you thought of this. For while Jungkook was telling everything he would do after eating, his hands moved strangely, making the K and V signs, accompanying it with a silent gesture indicating the word always in a sentence. In sign language, Jungkook's gesture accompanying the K and V signs, referring to the same word I indicated, could mean forever or eternity as its variants, but they represent exactly the word that encompasses the unit and gives examples that by moving the finger that is held in the air, it indicates that you are representing that sentence, just as Jungkook put it into practice while casually listing his list of activities. In 2021, Taehyung made the same finger gesture while Jungkook mimicked the I love you symbol to him during a Lotte presentation. And by October 2nd of the same year, Taehyung made the same gesture again, as he pointed at himself and Jungkook, and the two clenched their fists together as if they were closing the promise, along with one of the greetings they had created, which would indicate the fact that they themselves decided to create their own symbol, that on more than one occasion they used to refer to themselves with their acronym, and leaving it implicit even in moments that only referred to oneself, might show that they always kept themselves present, even without being able to mention themselves in front of the cameras as had been the norm. I won't go too far into this area because I would like to make a video dedicated to the formation of the acronyms they themselves created, so let me know in the comments if you would like a video dedicated to it, and I will be doing it as soon as possible. Now, in summary of what Jungkook was making fun of in the continuation of that same live, it started from when he started imitating a sketch of the G-Dragon impersonator, where the said character says, "Don't bite a baguette with your front teeth in Paris, all the front teeth with cracks." He then pauses his impersonation to laugh and admit to being a big fan of the impersonator's Parisian parody, before repeating the scene where he mentions breaking his front teeth when biting into a baguette in Paris and talking about the crack between UR. And if we consider that there was a certain photo of a cosplayer in Paris who pretended to be Taehyung, to generate more morbid curiosity, people started to say that Jungkook had actually wanted to savagely attack this cosplayer while making fun of how deluded he was being by having his teeth the same way he supposedly wanted to make it clear with the sketch, since by constantly repeating it and pausing every time he got a laugh, it seemed to be a nice sign of what he wanted to show. But you can take it at your own discretion, and let me know in the comments how logical it might have sounded. For by the 12th of June, when Dispatch received the exclusive of Taehyung leaving for overseas again, while indiscreetly saying that he had stayed up all night for some reason, Jungkook hours earlier had said that he couldn't sleep all night, and so had decided to start a live show from his bed while trying to fall asleep at around 7 a.m. in Korea. So many people related the casualness of this implied fact, because, in previous occasions, Taekook had already decided to spend their time together before the scheduled activities they might have outside Korea, which attracted a lot of attention from fans, having heard from their own mouths that neither of them could sleep until the sun rose and Taehyung departed that very evening. He used his Instagram stories to share with us a couple of old videos of his days with Bangtan to celebrate their 10th anniversary together, in which we could clearly hear him naming Jungkook, but the video only showed Jimin dancing gracefully for some reason. Then a video of Jungkook resting his chin on Taehyung's shoulder while they were doing the Anpanman choreography, and finally, a dance that Jungkook did while recording Arun, which, if we compare it to the Leslie Cheung dances that Taehyung has imitated before, seems to be of the same range in that actuality. But what struck me most as a coincidence to this day would definitely be the fact that I saw Taehyung and Jungkook leaving Korea on their respective schedules, wearing dark clothes with each other and returning exactly the same, this time in white, which makes it a rather surprising fact. And although I'm not talking precisely from the day Taehyung traveled to Nice for the first time, I wanted to focus on the latter events because it all started to have more of a reflective bearing, as it's not the first time Taehyung and Jungkook have dropped these kinds of hints, but it is the first time they've been more mature in their responses. The other moments I've already talked about in previous videos, so I wanted to include only the ones I haven't had a chance to explain from my point of view. And in case you haven't even noticed, it's been more frequent for this pair to update in the same day, for some reason. But if you want me to compile exactly all the videos and analysis they've been able to put out, since strangely Taehyung and Jungkook haven't mentioned each other since the rumors, let me know in the comments and I'll gladly bring every theory explained to the channel. Since they have never done anything by chance and don't expect them to keep quiet once again, they have something in store, and I hope you can continue to take their word for it until the end.